Now, very first story, doctors at the Tamale Teaching Hospital have withdrawn their OPD surgical, antenatal and emergency services in protest of the attack on their CEO, Dr. David Akobila. Dr. Akobila was dragged out of his office by a youth group linked to the governing MPP whom they accuse of corruption and nepotism. We'll bring you details of that statement shortly. But first, listening to the Northern Regional Minister Salifu Said, who said the vigilante groups will be pursued by the police. Let's go to Martina Bugria, correspondent in the region, who has information on this shutdown or withdrawal of services by the staff at the Tamale Teaching Hospital. Hello, Martina. So we're learning that the staff of the hospital have withdrawn their services. Explain to us why.
I was there this evening, and when you go to the OPD section, the whole place is very quiet. The doors to all the consulting rooms have been locked, and the place was eventually deserted. Normally, if you go around the time I went, you would have a lot of people there who would be coming in the afternoon to meet doctors and then to be attended to. But the whole place was deserted. And just when I was about to leave, I went towards the specialist clinic. And at that place, initially when I came, they were working. But as I was about to leave, I was told that they had also withdrawn their service. And so that section also, they had also withdrawn their service.
What's happening to the patients who are having to suffer as a result of this?
Those who are currently on admission are being attended to. And then those who would come in critical conditions or emergency cases are being attended to. Besides that, anybody who walks in and is a bit better and would like to see a doctor would have nobody to attend to them.
All right. Now, we know that this has to do with yesterday's seizure of the office of the chief executive by the group affiliated with the governing New Patriotic Party. What has happened the whole of today, or what's the very latest as far as those developments are concerned?
This morning, the Regional Security Committee and the Metro Security Committee together came to meet the CEO. They had a discussion, and then they came out to brief us. It was then the chairman of RECTEC said that assured the people of the TTH that government was doing everything to ensure that they bring finality to consistent attacks on the CEOs of that hospital. And he also promised that they were going to establish a security post 24 hours to ensure that the place is safe. Then they met with the staff and then addressed them. But I'm told that while all that was going on, the doctors were also meeting. And by the time we were leaving the hospital, they had issued a statement withdrawing their service.
All right. And so what's the very latest? Is it that the police is unable to locate these people who were involved in the assault on the office of the chief executive? Because from what we're hearing, they're supposed to be known persons.
Exactly so. They are known in the metropolis. Like a guy I spoke to yesterday, he's known in the party. He speaks for the party. Until yesterday, I was told he had been suspended. But previously, he was speaking for the party. And so these are known people in the metropolis.
Have you made any personal efforts yourself to get a reaction from them since the Kandahar group came out to say that they've dissociated themselves from that action?
Yes, yesterday in the evening, I called Baba Al-Hassan, and he insisted that the Kandahar group was part of it. And he said what he told me still stands, that the Kandahar group was part of those who locked up the TTH.
All right, thank you very much, Martina Bugre, with that update there from Tamale. Meanwhile, the Ghana Medical Association, they've issued a statement, and they are in support of the action taken by their colleagues in the Northern Regional Capital, Tamale. So their statement is on the forceful removal from office of the Chief Executive Officer of the Tamale Teaching Hospital, and they're saying that the attention of the Ghana Medical Association has been drawn to the forceful removal from office the Chief Executive Officer of the Tamale Teaching Hospital, a group concerned youth in Tamale. Indeed, there have been similar several similar actions in Tamale over the years, and it is gradually becoming the norm and not an exception. It will be recalled that a similar action earlier in the year resulted in the Northern Regional Director of Health Services vacating his post. The GMA considers this trend very disturbing since it seems to create an atmosphere of insecurity for health workers in the region. The GMA condemns in no uncertain terms these acts of barbarism and lawlessness and calls on government not to reward such acts by kowtowing to the demands of these misfits. However, the perpetrators should immediately be brought to book by the security agencies. It is important that the traditional and religious leaders come together with other stakeholders to quickly deal with this matter and nip this canker in the bud. It is our firm belief that these acts of lawlessness contribute greatly to the unwillingness of most health workers and critical staff to accept postings to these areas. The GMA demands a safe and secure environment for all the dedicated health workers who are sacrificing daily to provide health services to the good people of Ghana under difficult conditions. We would like to place on record that if concrete steps are not taken to deal with this canker, the GMA will not hesitate to ask its members to stay off the hospital premises until their safety can be assured. And this is signed by Vice President of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Frank Srebo, except that this statement is coming or came even as the doctors and the health workers, they withdrew their services. So, well, the police is saying that they are going to ensure that this does not recur and that they are trying to apprehend those who were behind the assault on the Chief Executive's office on Monday. Now we're going back to our earlier story where doctors at the Tamale Teaching Hospital have withdrawn the OPD, surgical, antenatal and emergency services in protest of the attack on their CEO, Dr. David Akobila, who was dragged out of his office by a youth group linked to the governing New Patriotic Party on Monday. Now, Northern Regional Minister Salifu Said says members of the vigilante group will face the full rigors of the law once police conclude investigations.
Is working out to pick them up so that the law will deal with them decisively.
But you know these individuals, don't you?
What is happening is that the security, they are using the clips they saw and as an exhibit together with their methodology of finding people who have been alleged to be engaged in a criminal or unlawful action or inaction. So that is the method they are using. And I believe strongly because we have, as the Regional Security Council, we have given them a very clear instruction to ensure that they pick the people up, they look out for the people wherever they are, in whether within the region or outside the region, and pick them up.
Okay.
Because we are not ready to countenance such an action at all.
No problem. With who in the video do you know?
No, I'm saying that the party identification, the party issue, they are dealing with it. The youth.
I know about the party, sir, but I'm asking you a direct question. Who in the video do you know personally? The spokesperson, yes, for him, he's a known person. I know him, and then the police, the name and the particulars have been given to the security to look for him. You know him personally? You know where he lives, I assume? Yes, you know him personally. You know where he lives, I assume. You've led the police there to effect the arrest, and he's in there?
Hello?
You know him personally?
The name has been given out, and then the police are going up.
Has his house been searched already?
Hello?
Has his house or home been searched already, since you know him personally?
Some of these strategies cannot be put out in the public domain.
No, it's a simple question. You said
you let the suspect abscond.